Missouri is a state of doers and builders. We always have been, and we always will be. Our history is the story of what we've created, and entrepreneurs are writing the future chapters right now. From Springfield to St. Louis, Kansas City to the Boot Heel, we set out to find those builders of tomorrow and help tell their stories as they create ours.
I was a third-generation farmer, and coming from a farm family, being a farmer, that's part of your life. That's who you are. If you would have told me at the inception of this app that I would have gotten to the point where I had to choose between running the app or running the farm, I would have been shocked. When you look at irrigation compared to everything else in agriculture, you see extreme high tech and a lot of science-driven decisions to make planting more optimal, to make combining and harvest more optimal. And then we get to the realm of irrigation, and there's very little effort put into the science and then the implementation of that science to make irrigation efficient. When I decided to do something, I wrote the first version of PumpTrakr, and it did make a difference on my farm. It really did, but it wasn't something that a neighbor that looked at it could use. But it proved the point that an app that would help me manage the logistics of irrigation is what was needed in irrigation. And that's where I ran into the guys at Codify. And the group of us went into making a production version of what I had built, bringing together the pieces in a way that makes an experience for the manager when he looks at his irrigation fleet. We're thinking about all the things that farmers are thinking about, from what kind of chemical we're going to have to put on to when we're going to have to irrigate next, to all these different things. We can look at a PumpTrakr app and we can say, here's where my irrigation is. I'm okay. There was a time, when I was growing up, that the thought of having a tractor that drove itself to the field was unheard of. And I think we're on the edge of an era in farming where people aren't going to go to irrigate unless they have some form of technology to help them manage their pumps. I want PumpTrakr to be, the driving force that makes pump automation something that's affordable and something that makes the farmer more money than it costs him. I think what's special about this area is that we are a little covey of a couple counties in the Boot Heel that farm totally different than the rest of the state of Missouri. And in this little area, you've got a farm and a guy who just struggling with trying to be everywhere at one time and looking for my own decision, like my own solution to this problem, and make it something that we could share with the world.